It's a new edition of 5 Rules for Being a Better Writer here with Happy Writing. Today we're talking hashtags. This was brought up in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/happywriting. And one of our writers said, I do not understand hashtags. I need help. So I said, great, let's talk about it. So for today, we're talking 5 rules for hashtags. This is Dion Abulela, head happy writer over at Happy Writing. So number 1, hashtags have a purpose. When you're using a hashtag, you should have a reason for using that hashtag. Hashtags are used to connect, to index, to locate search terms. So most people that are just getting into social media don't understand that a hashtag is a search engine in itself. It's a way to index what people are talking about. It's a way to connect with other people who are talking about the very same thing. So when you use it as a tool for connection, it opens up a lot of doors for you. And once you start to see that it is a tool instead of just something annoying that people tag on to their photos, like, oh, I love food. Yeah, we know everybody loves food. But that person might be a food blogger, so they can click on I love food and connect with everybody else who's talking about I love food. So the first use of the hashtag is attributed to Chris Messina, who used it back in, I believe, 2006 in a group chat. But then the first time it was actually used to index an event was in 2007 when Nate Ritter, a reporter, used it to talk about a San Diego fire. Twitter jumped on it in 2009 because they realized that they could use it to organize content and provide users with the opportunity to discuss and meet other users who want the same thing. And then the rest is hashtag history. So while many people think hashtags are just frivolous timeline cloggers, if you use the hashtags right, they can grow your audience. You can find your exact audience, reach out to your exact audience, and connect with your exact audience through using proper hashtags. You can create your tweets and your postings on various sites to hit into certain hashtags or to be found by certain people. And you can use hashtags as a way to monitor what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it. And you need to know what you want to achieve out of every single post. Do you want retweets? Do you want to reach authors? Do you want to reach readers? Do you want to grow book sales? Whatever you want to do is how you're going to use your hashtags. So when you use a hashtag, your content ends up getting linked to everyone else who is also using that hashtag in the search filters. So think before you use that hashtag. Is that where you want your content to be found? And is that hashtag directing your content to the right audience? Things to keep in mind. Like everything in life, guys, size matters. When it comes to hashtags, don't make your readers think. Get it right the first time. If your tag is too short, chances are it means that tag is a little unoriginal. A lot of people may be using that tag, and so you might get lost with everybody else. If you're a food blogger and you just tag food, everybody is tagging food. It's millions of users every single day. Now, what if you're a food blogger and you just made the most amazing cupcakes with cutout fondant and sugar sprinkled glitter, edible glitter? Obviously, I'm not a baker, guys. I'm making this up on the fly. But you use the hashtag just food for that. Nobody's going to see those cupcakes. Nobody's going to see that. So if you use the hashtag artisan food or artisan cupcakes or fresh baked or sweet treats, that might get you in with a more targeted audience. Some people might even use like birthday cupcakes, wedding planner, things like that, depending on the purpose of that cupcake. So other things that would target you if you're a food blogger: farm to table, home cooking, my favorite recipe, Foodie Friday. And you'll see this a lot, hashtags that are for specific days of the week: Monday motivation, thoughtful Thursday, thirsty Thursday, writing Wednesday, truthful Tuesday, throwback Thursday, Foodie Friday, Fun Day Friday. Exploit these, you guys. A lot of people do not plan their social media content, and if you want to grow your platform, you need to have consistency and you need to reach your audience in a consistent way. Creating a plan for your social media, such as organizing a set round of tweets or a set style of Instagram photo or a set blog category that you can tweet about with a certain day, is going to help you. So for instance, on my blog, Girl vs. City, I always do Travel Tuesday, which is Travel Tuesday Stories. I had a series that I'm reviving now that I've gotten more applications called Women Who Rock Wednesday. I do Motivation Monday. I do Meaningful Monday. I do Thoughtful Thursday. And these are all popular hashtags, and when I use them, those blogs get retweeted, they get visited, they get comments, and other people who also participate in that hashtag go through that hashtag and interact with people using it because it makes us curious about what they're doing. So we go to their blog to comment or look around, and it grows their blog. So the big thing about social media, guys, is it's social and it's reciprocal. Moving on. You also don't want your hashtag to be too long because you don't want your readers to think. Social media moves quick, okay? So if it's like these examples here where the person has to stop and look at it and figure out where the next word ends and where the next word starts, nobody's going to look at it. Ay, guys. You don't want to drive your readers crazy. You want them to know what you're saying so they follow along. Don't forget to format your hashtags. Some people will say you don't need to. I say do it. Capitalization does not matter in the search engine. Search engines are not case specific, but it helps your readers read the hashtag quicker. So it's 1 extra second just to capitalize the words and make them easier to read. Don't overdo it, guys. Point number 3, more is not always better. You see some people that just go buck wild with the hashtags. Some platforms it works, some it doesn't. The important thing to remember is that hashtags categorize your content. If you put it into too many categories, you're diluting your brand and your message. So it's always important to think, what do you want to say with this particular message? What do you want your audience to get out of it? Take a look at major influencers. We talk about influencers a lot. But what are people in your book genre or your writing niche? What are they talking about? Use the same tags that the influencers are using. Check out what's trending on Facebook. Check out what's trending on Twitter. Check out what are popular hashtags on Instagram. All social media platforms now have an area that says what's trending. See what people are talking about and see how you can use that to slide yourself into those trends. People love to talk with other people about what's popular and what's about trends, and you can get a lot of reactions that way if that's what you want. Something to keep in mind, you might not want to dive into those political tags that are out all over Twitter right now if you don't want that attention coming to you. Relevance, guys, keep your tags relevant and with purpose. Your hashtag can just as quickly turn off a reader or it can grab their interest. If you're an erotica writer and you're using really bold hashtags, you might turn off a lot of people. You might turn other people on. But on the same hand, if you're just like a clean romance writer, but you're using a hashtag that is a little bit more edgy, people might not understand that you're writing clean romance, and so they may not come to your book. Don't forget, social media platforms differ in how the reader uses each one. We're going to talk about this here real quick, but not all social media platforms are equal, and you should not approach every social media platform in the same way. On Facebook and Twitter, studies have shown that posts using 1 to 2 hashtags get the highest percentage of interactions. The more hashtags you use on Facebook, the lower that people will interact with that post. So on Facebook, people do get annoyed with hashtags. Likewise, the more hashtags you use on Twitter, the less your post tends to make sense because you only have 140 characters. People on Twitter want to see personal interactions, and hashtags take away from that. So try to limit it to 1 to 2 hashtags on Twitter. If you can't see this example here, this is from I Read YA. Started off as a blog, now they're also a publisher. Here they have this great post about an upcoming book tour for a book, and they've branded it with 2 tweets, TBH Hour and TBH Book. So TBH Hour was an event, and people could use that hashtag to interact with the event. TBH Tour. People can click on that hashtag to find out everything and find all the posts that people are putting out in regards to the TBH book tour. Oh. Instagram users don't mind hashtags as much. Put them after your initial quote. Try not to mix them too much into your quote, and use relevant tags. This is an example from my account, Girl vs. City, and this is an image that I've recently put up from 2 elephants in Tangal, Sri Lanka. But I use a variety of tweets here. So I use ones to attract people that are into animals with wildlife, safari. I use island life because Sri Lanka is an island. I tag Nat Geo and Lonely Planet because a lot of people that travel frequently use those to share their tags. I use GLT Love because I'm involved in a group called Girls Love Travel. So this helps me connect with the other 300,000 girls that are in this group. And frequently I have people popping up through that hashtag connecting with me because of GLT. It's an amazing group. Travel trends like Passion Passport, Worlderlust, Expat Life. I follow travel trends really frequently because my Instagram is primarily centered around my travel. And then sometimes I post book photos as well. So then I'll use things like Bookstagram or Worlderlust. Again, is a community of people that travel the world. Follow trends, guys. Branding your own tag is great, but who's going to see it if you brand your own tag? And we're going to talk about this. So first we're going to talk about researching. Facebook has the opportunity to go facebook.com/hashtag/ whatever hashtag you want to research, and it's going to pull up people using that hashtag, how they're using it, and give you ideas for how you can use it. Instagram, all you have to do is go see who the influencers are and what they're using. Anytime you're on social media, you should have a list already of your top 10 interactors on every platform and the top 10 people that you admire on every platform. If you're not aware of who your top followers are, and I don't mean friends, I don't mean family, I mean people you've never met, you need to figure that out. People that are consistently interacting with you that you don't know who they are. If you haven't built that yet, then you need to work on the social media a little bit, which we'll talk about more as we're coming up. But I can tell you who my top 25 interactions are with, and they're people I've never met but that I built friendships with. But go to these people's profiles, figure out what is attracting them to you, and keep using that because it's obviously working. And then go to the people that you want to emulate and see how they are interacting because it's working for them. Same thing on Twitter. Besides researching hashtags like Instagram, you can follow trending tags through the trending panel that pops up on the right-hand side. You can interact and find people that are into similar things, similar interests, popular culture, things like that. Twitter moves fast. The average tweet has a lifespan of 2 minutes. That's all you got, guys. Google is your friend. You can do a lot of research into hashtags by using phrases like popular hashtags for writers, popular hashtags for authors. You'll get people that have written blogs with lists of hashtags that you can use. Am Writing, Writer's Life, Writers of Instagram, Writers of Twitter, Whip, Writing Sprint, NaNoWriMo, all popular. Band tags. A lot of people don't know about band tags. Do some research into this too. Google band tags, especially with Instagram. If you're using a tag that has been banned, Instagram is not going to put that image into a social media search, into their little hashtag search, and they're not going to show that image on other hashtags. So this is called shadow banning. So what you want to do is make sure you're not using hashtags that have been banned. And some of them are really simple. Kansas is banned, New Year's is banned, shadow ban is banned, iPhone is banned, iPhoneography is banned. So really know the hashtags and make sure that you're not putting a lot of work into something that isn't going to be seen. Lastly, trial and error on this one. It just takes research. It takes patience. See what hashtags work for you. See what people are interacting with. See what tweets are getting the most interaction. See what Facebook posts are getting the most interaction. And figure out if that hashtag is driving traffic or not. If it's not driving traffic and it doesn't have a purpose, then why are you using it? Because if it's just in your post frivolously, it's causing more damage than it is good. But you should always try to use a hashtag in every post because it gives you indexability that just a simple post without a hashtag does not. Get creative and brand yourself. Going really quick here. Sorry about that. Brand yourself with a hashtag. Use it frequently. Get it in people's mind and get other people to use it. Use a hashtag that serves as a tagline. So for example, for some of our books, Chasing Evelyn, we've used the hashtag So Much Awkward. Alice, we're using Always Protect Your Queen. Tobacco Sun, we're using The Summer of Redemption. Something Beautiful is Let Fate Decide. And these are tags that other people are using. You can go search Always Protect Your Queen right now and pull up everything that people are talking about Alice because they're loving it. And then you can also watch us as we build these other hashtags because they're just starting to get popular. So Much Awkward is starting to catch on right now. Use it on all of your promotions and make the hashtag a part of your strategy. Advertise that hashtag by putting it on your social media images. So if you're just putting out social media without images, then you're kind of hurting yourself as well. People just don't want to see words, they want to see visuals. So if you look at a lot of our Alice promotions for pen name publishing, you'll see that I've used the hashtag Always Protect Your Queen as part of the artwork to really get it in people's heads. Test it, test it, test it. It's not going to be popular immediately, but you want to make sure that you're not using a tag that somebody else is already using or someone else has already popularized because it's not going to be unique to you. It's not going to be memorable. It's going to get lost in the shuffle and it's not going to do you any good. So sometimes it takes a while to come up with the right one. So Chasing Evelyn, this was like the 6th one that we ended up trying, and we all really agreed that we liked it. It fit the story. It made us laugh, and we went with that. Point number 5, last rule here, talk to others. Build your relationships through mutual interest on social media through hashtags. Hashtags allow you to get social and to meet new friends. For example, on Twitter, games, a lot of hashtags are indexed by games. Our own happy writer and new author Julie Sullivan is the head of Author Confessions. Tons of authors use this and they connect through the hashtag. So if you click on the hashtag Author Confession, it'll take you to everyone playing that game, and you can also play that game and meet other authors through playing that game. Every Sunday, 1 p.m. EST, Happy Writing does Happy Writing Chat on Twitter. And what people do is we put out questions and they respond to the questions and tag it Happy Writing Chat. People will see people using the hashtag. They'll click on the hashtag. It'll take them into the chat and they can interact and join the conversation that way as well. So hashtags are also a great way to get social, meet new friends, play games, try new things. This is why this matters. Your social media is huge. Figuring out how it works, doing it right, doing one platform right before you move on to others is crucial. But it's estimated that around 2.5 billion people around the world, which is 1/3 of the Earth's population, are using social media, and that's a lot of people. Number one platform is Facebook. The number one growing platform right now is Instagram. Behind that, Pinterest is quickly picking up speed. And then you've got Twitter that kind of rises and falls, rises and falls, rises and falls. But for the writing community, Twitter is amazing. It's one of the strongest communities on Twitter. 100% of opportunities exist within social media if you just get out there and you use it right. So if you have any questions, you can join us on Facebook. If you're not already in the Facebook group, at www.facebook.com/group/happywriting. We're more than happy to have you. In this group, we just talk business, we talk author platform, we talk building your business, networking. We help other authors out in this group. It's a community of people who want to be professional, self-sufficient writers and authors that pay their paychecks without having to have a day job. We aren't the type of group that sits there and answers questions about how should I name my character, how would you describe this scene. We're not so concerned with how you write. That's not our focus. Our focus is building your business. Go ahead and join us, ask us questions. I've got to give credit here to the people who helped with this amazing slide presentation, and that is all for today.